One of the most over-the-top, ridiculously flashy influencers was actually funding his lifestyle in the most bonkers way possible. Meet Ramon Abbas, but you wouldn't know him by that name. On the internet, he was Ray Hushpuppi, or my personal favorite, the Billionaire Gucci Master. This man's Instagram was a masterclass in subtlety, and by that I mean he had none. We're talking head-to-toe Fendi, private jets, a fleet of Rolls-Royces, and a watch collection that could fund a small country. His 2.5 million followers saw a real estate mogul who had made it from the streets of Lagos, Nigeria, to a penthouse in Dubai. He'd post pictures with captions like, "I hope someday I will be inspiring more young people to join me on this path." Spoiler alert, you do not want to join him on this path because the path was paved with a whole lot of crime. So how did he afford all this? He was a scammer. But not your garden variety Nigerian prince email scammer. Hushpuppi was a master of something called business email compromise, or BEC. Here's how it works, and it's both brilliant and terrifying. His crew would hack into a company's email system. They wouldn't do anything at first. They'd just watch. They'd learn who talks to whom, who's in charge of paying invoices, everything. Then when the time was right, they'd send an email that looked exactly like it was from the CEO or a trusted vendor saying, "Hey, we've updated our bank details. Please send the next payment here." The money then gets wired to an account controlled by Hushpuppi's network. It's like a magic trick, except instead of pulling a rabbit out of a hat, you're pulling $1 million out of a law firm's bank account. And oh, the places he scammed. In one of his greatest hits, he and his crew targeted a business person in Qatar who was trying to get a $15 million loan to build a school for children. To pull this off, they created a whole fake reality. They pretended to be bankers, with one of his associates playing a New York banker named Malik. They even built a fake bank website and a phony phone banking line to make it all look legit. They scammed the victim out of $1.1 million. And what did our billionaire Gucci Master do with his cut? He bought a $230,000 Richard Mille watch and posted it on Instagram, of course, because what's the point of stealing from a children's school fund if you can't show it off? He tried to steal £100 million from an English Premier League football club. He laundered nearly $15 million for, and you can't make this up, North Korean state-sponsored hackers who had robbed a bank in Malta. This guy went from selling secondhand clothes in Lagos to being the go-to guy for an international rogue state. That's a career path you don't see on LinkedIn. But here's the best part, the part that makes this whole story a perfect little circle of internet absurdity. How did the FBI catch one of the most prolific money launderers in the world? He told on himself every single day. His Instagram wasn't just a highlight reel, it was a meticulously documented evidence locker. The FBI literally followed his account, cross-referencing his posts with their investigation. They linked his Snapchat handle, Hushpuppi5, from one of his accomplices' phones directly to his Instagram page where he proudly listed the same handle. So in June 2020, while Hushpuppi was sleeping in his Palazzo Versace apartment in Dubai, 6 SWAT teams simultaneously raided his and his crew's homes in an operation called Fox Hunt 2. They found nearly $41 million in cash, 13 luxury cars worth almost $7 million, and hard drives with the information of almost 2 million potential victims. He was extradited to the U.S., and when it came time for his bail hearing, his lawyer actually argued that he wasn't a flight risk because it would ruin his credibility and status online. The judge was, shall we say, unpersuaded. Hushpuppi pleaded guilty and was sentenced to over 11 years in federal prison. So, if you're going to run a multi-million-dollar global cybercrime syndicate, maybe, just maybe, don't post your every move on Instagram. Keep the criminal enterprise and the lifestyle brand separate. It's just good business.